Meeting to order, and everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the record, Councilman Krista Frame will not be here this evening. At this time, we'll have personal appeals. If you have an appeal, please sign in it. State your name and where you're from.
Hello, John Donchis, Emmaus here. Just to talk on, I guess, I saw that there was a little article in a newspaper talking about one of the last council meetings. I haven't been here for quite a while. I figured I'll come after that one where you were saying not many people came to the meeting. And, and taking that as maybe this move as far as moving everything down to the new borough site, is okay with everyone. Again, maybe like the baseball stadium thing, if you remember, nobody complained about it. And I came and I had 1,000 petitions that really didn't want it. I haven't talked personally to anyone that wants those emergency services moved down. Not one. So I don't know who you talk to, if you think that they do. And again, the costs seem to be escalating. And $3 million supposed cost just for moving the emergencies down are probably going to change too. I'd say save that money, start redoing our infrastructure that exists. Don't make new, that's going to cost us more. So I appeal that you do that. And you got one council member that doesn't seem to worry about response times going up. Another one that's, we'll just build a tunnel if there's a problem. When we have a couple $100,000 bridge culvert that we're worrying about getting money for. And thanks to Shane, we can probably do that with grants. At least that's a good grant. It's doing infrastructure stuff. It's not creating new that we need to repair. So please take that into account, and I hope you don't move any emergency services. Do maintenance on what you have, keep it there, save the town a lot of money, and fix the stuff we need fixed. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other personal appeals? Hearing none, we'll move on to community minute. Anyone have a community minute? Roy?
Just a quick reminder that we do actually, to John's point, have baseball playing down at Community Park. The high school is back, and you can grab a hot dog and a drink. They're also selling at this snack stand there, and catch some good baseball. So come on out and see it.
Thank you. And they're pretty good this year, I see.
That's so far.
Special presentations, we have none. Reading of the minutes. Is there a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes? Councilwoman Gilbert, second. Councilman Anders, discussion, question. All those in favor? There are 6 ayes. Motion to approve the minutes. Councilman Anders, second. Councilman Schubsta, discussion, corrections, additions. Hearing none, is there a motion? All those in favor of approving the minutes? There are 6 ayes. Moving on to decision on bids, there are none. Communications, we have 3 this evening. The first one is from a Michael Wilson, and it is a letter of interest for serving on the Emmaus Civil Service Commission. He also filled out the Emmaus Board and Commission information sheet, which you all have in front of you. I will refer this to the Public Safety Committee, so you can interview and inform him of what the duties entail and if he's able to commit the time to it. Our second letter is from Reverend Tim Young from Living Hope Presbyterian Church, and he is a strong supporter of Project Lifesaver, and he is friends with a parent of an autistic child here in Emmaus and is aware of the problems of what a wandering child presents. So I don't know if this has to be referred to anyone. It's just saying that he supports Project Lifesaver, which is currently in the Public Safety Committee also. And the last letter is from Gail Shirk, event coordinator for Operation Cherish Life. It's supposed to be Cherish Life, I read in the event form. I read the form. It's not very much information, and we got more information on our desk tonight, but it only tells what their mission is, which is it's a division of pediatric general and thoracic surgery that organizes and they take trips abroad. This one's going to Guatemala in March. In 2016. That passed already. But they basically go to indigenous residents in rural villages and do operations and surgeries and basic medical attention. I guess they're asking, in this letter, they're asking for donations. I don't think the borough would do something like that, but if anyone wants to do it individually. But if you look at the actual event form, there's not a lot of information here, but I'm going to refer this to Parks and Rec with the hope that they get more information to us. It just looks like a pavilion rental to me, but they filled out this like it's an event. They're going to have canopies, amplified sound, and alcohol, but they don't say what the event is. Do you know?
No, I was gonna say, I'll make an attempt to reach out to Gail tomorrow. I see.
Yeah, because the meeting's tomorrow, right?
Before the meeting, yes.
All
and
right,
see if
please
I
do
can get
that.
more
So I'm
details.
going to refer that to Parks and Rec, and hopefully Roy can get in touch with them before then. That is it for communications. Does anyone else have a letter of communication that they need to bring forward? All right, hearing none. Borough Engineers Report, we have none. Solicitors Report.
Good evening. I just want to bring to everyone's attention one issue, and that is that we're looking at a probable oral argument date of June 6 on the Labor Relations Board case. And we just received several days ago an order from the court addressing one issue that the court wants to hear in oral argument, which deals with the relationship between the common law test for who is an employee versus all of the statutes that govern the creation of a public employee relationship, and how those two issues balance out, because the Labor Board used the common law test, but over our objection failed to look at other requirements of public employment, such as veterans preference, civil service, and that's the issue that the court has picked up on and has asked for oral argument on that one issue. So it'll be, it's interesting that that's the issue that they picked up on.
So the actual argument will be specific to one issue and one issue only?
It'll be specific to that issue, that's right.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Not right now, thank you.
All right, moving on to unfinished business, part one. We have two ordinances that we are doing second readings on. The first one being Ordinance 1137. Is there a motion to read in short title? Councilman Brown, second. Councilwoman Gilbert, discussion. All those in favor? 6-0 in favor. Ordinance, well, let me go to the actual. Ordinance 1137, an ordinance of the Borough of Emmaus, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania, amending the Code of Ordinances, eliminating Part 3, Section G, including subsections 371, 344, 372, 373, 374, and 375 of Chapter 1, and amending Part 8 of Chapter 1, creating a combined Recreation and Entertainment Commission. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance? Councilwoman Gilbert, second. Councilman Schubsta, questions or discussion on the ordinance?
One question. Who will be the council representative for this new group?
That will be determined because it's not official until we pass it.
Okay.
So, any other questions? Roll call vote. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Schubsta.
Aye.
Councilman Anders.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gilbert.
Aye.
Councilman Barrett.
Aye.
Councilman Ladenburg, aye. There are 6 ayes. Moving on to Ordinance 1138. Is there a motion to read in short title? Councilwoman Gilbert, second. Councilman Brown, discussion. All those in favor? There are 6 ayes. Ordinance 1138, an ordinance amending Chapter 15, subsection 404A of the codified ordinances extending the bus zone of the south side of East Minor Street. Is there a motion to approve Ordinance 1138? Councilman Brown, second. Councilman Barrett. Questions or discussion on the ordinance? Hearing none, roll call vote. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Schubsta.
Aye.
Councilman Anders.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gilbert.
Aye.
Councilman Barrett.
Aye.
Councilman Ladenburg, aye. 6 ayes. That's it for unfinished business. New business, we have none. Unfinished business, Part 2, we will have second reading of Ordinance 1139, which has to do with handicap parking. We'll have that at our next meeting, April 18th. Items not on the agenda. Hearing none. Mayor's report.
And nothing to read tonight.
Nothing to read tonight.
No.
You were busy the last 2 meetings, though.
Right, progress.
Committee reports, Public Works. Chairman Brown.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing for official action tonight. The one thing that I just want to briefly bring up, I was at the Southwest Lehigh Planning Commission meeting, and one of the things that we've learned, and I think you were there too, Andrew, was one of the things that we learned was that people, through this survey, people are just, are tired of building all the warehouses and things of that nature. And they want to preserve what we have, the types of land and different recreational things that we have, and they want more walking trails and greenways. So it was very interesting to hear the survey, so it was very good. Besides that, our next Public Works meeting is April 11th, 2016, here at 3 p.m. Report progress.
Can I just
A question by Councilman Barrett.
I was going to say, I actually just wanted to comment on it. I mean, I did read the study that they put out, and it was very, I mean, you say, majority and like 80% almost across the board
Yep.
in anything that had to do with land preservation and all of that. And that obviously is just pertaining to the 5 municipalities in that. But, I mean, that's right where we live, and that's I think, a very positive thing to see. Another note that I thought was interesting about that was that Emmaus, of those 5 municipalities, is also the #1 employer, which I thought stood out, especially when you consider the population density or population overall that Lomacungi has. I mean, over 35,000 people, and we are still the #1 employer of those 5, which I think says a lot about just the town that we have, and it's definitely a positive sign for us. So
It won't be in another year, though.
we'll see.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that, they were here and did a presentation here in council chambers, and there were several council members here, and it was very informative. So it's nice to see all the hard work that they put in, the numbers that came back. It was very interesting. So moving on to Health, Sanitation, and Codes Committee, Chairman Schubsta.
Nothing for official action this evening. I just want to remind everyone, though, that everyone who received their newsletter, that Earth Day is April 16th down at Community Park from 8:30 till 12 p.m. It's a great event. It'll get a lot of people out there to help clean up the areas throughout Emmaus. New this year that they're offering through the EAC will be document shredding, which is a great thing, and there's no charge to the community. Any type of office paper will be accepted, and they're also offering household goods recycling, which will be at Community Park also, and the event has no charge for clothing, personal accessories, shoes, household items, towels, things of that nature. So it is Saturday, April 16th, and it starts at 8:30. And our next meeting is scheduled for April 21st at 3:45, so I'll report progress.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation Committee, Chairman Anders.
Yes, I have one item for discussion this evening, and that is the kickoff to summer community day / kickoff summer concert series. The event is requested to be held on Sunday, June 5th, 2016, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. with various artists performing throughout the day, and many different local clubs and sporting sporting people doing games at the fields. So with that, I have the letter from that you see before you from Kathy Mincer, requesting the date of Sunday, June 5th, 2016.
And this would be to allow them to have vendors and have the event. And then we'll
Correct.
discuss more details tomorrow at our meeting.
Correct.
All right. So there's a motion on the floor by Councilman Anders. Is there a second? Councilman Barrett, questions or discussion? All those in favor? There are 6 ayes.
Okay, and with that, I'll report progress. We meet tomorrow here at 4 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Chairwoman Gilbert.
I have nothing to report this evening. Our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, April 6th at 3 p.m.
And I might
Progress.
note that doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't.
She'll have plenty to say at the next meeting.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
packed agenda.
General Administration Committee, Chairman Barrett.
Yes, we have one item in front of us. It's a,
Subdivision.
subdivision, resolution 2016-11. Yeah, I didn't bring my map with me, but it's in here. We just need to do a conditional approval, is that correct, Shane?
But I do believe that they're in attendance?
I don't
They have a
s-
representative in attendance? I thought so.
Yeah.
So have him
Yeah, I'd rather-
discuss it?
Yes.
So we have
Hi,
2.
Reynold Petrie with Odd Consulting, licensed land surveyor. Did the work on the project. Don't know if you have any questions pertaining to the plan?
If you could just give us an overview of what's in it and
Okay.
what needs to be done.
It's South Second, just north of where the railroad track crossing is. There's an existing residential home on the lower end of the lot, and the upper end is the vacant area. What we propose is to split that lot basically in half with a twin house with driveways exiting out onto Second Street to provide the off-street parking.
Okay.
So this matter went in front of the planning commission. They gave conditional approval contingent upon it going to the zoning hearing board, which
Had a-
also
right.
gave their approval. So now it's in front of you for resolution, and Attorney Dinkelhocker can explain the rest to you.
This is, the Planning Commission recommended conditional approval. I think everything that has been, everything's in place for council to act timely at this point. It is a minor subdivision, and what you have before you is the resolution, which would be a conditional approval. The conditions are pretty standard. Type of conditions that deal primarily with drafting and information that's contained on the plan. There's one waiver request, and that is just simply to submit the plan as a preliminary final plan rather than as 2 stages, first preliminary, then final. And then there are a number of deferrals which relate primarily to street improvements, and at such time as street improvements would be made along the entire street, then they would be made. They would be made here. So those are deferred, and the Planning Commission agreed with those deferrals. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward, and I'm happy to answer any questions. I know that Reynolds would as well.
So it's just a resolution of 2016-11 that needs to be approved?
That's correct, yes.
The resolution is a resolution conditionally approving the preliminary/final land development plan for David and Melinda Cope, 231 South Second Street. Is there a motion to approve the resolution? Councilman Barrett, is there a second? Councilwoman Gilbert, any questions or discussion? All those in favor? There are 6 ayes.
I will need everyone's signature on this resolution.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Still your committee.
Yes, I don't have any other items for official action. Our next meeting is April 13th, and we have a number of items that are on that agenda, so we'll be
Right,
working hard.
we haven't met for a month, so.
Exactly. So
Um,
progress.
Thank you. Budget and Finance Committee, that's myself. We have the bill list to approve. The bill list was recommended by the committee. And it's Resolution 2016-13, resolved by Borough Council to authorize payment of the April 4th, 2016 bill list as follows. Bill list $143,602.29. Payroll number 7, $113,569.99. Payroll taxes, $39,142.01, for a total of $296,314.29. Done this fourth day of April 16th. Is there a motion to approve the resolution? Councilwoman Gilbert, second. Councilman Anders. Questions, discussion? All those in favor? There are 6 ayes. We also have well, we had a discussion tonight in our committee report with regard to the pension increment increase, and we will be moving that on to our next committee meeting, where we will discuss it in further detail with more numbers. So at this point, there's no action to be taken on that. Next meeting is April 28th, when we will discuss it at 3:15. So I report progress, Community Relations Planning and Development. Chairman Dufresne is not here. Is Shipster or Anders
Yeah, we
ready to
didn't have a-
report?
We didn't have a meeting, so
No, our next.
Your next meeting is next week.
April
next
14th,
week, yep.
correct.
So, yeah, we don't.
So next meeting is April 14th at 4 PM. Other than that, progress?
Yep, progress.
All right. Which leads us to personal appeals part 2. Does anyone have a personal appeal? Hearing none, we move on to the Borough Manager's report. Shane?
I have several items for you tonight. First, the significant revenue and expense items for March are in your iPads if you have any questions on those. If not, moving on to Resolution 2016-12.
I'll take it.
That is the reimbursement for the snow removal. Since the federal government signed off the snow emergency for Pennsylvania, we are eligible for reimbursement for the emergency removal. We do have to adopt a resolution to PEMA in order to file for that reimbursement. So I would be looking to get that approval.
So we have a resolution in front of us. It's do we have a motion to approve the designation of agent resolution, which would designate Shane? This will allow us to get reimbursed from PEMA, which is Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, yeah, for the snowstorm in January. So is it motion by Councilman Brown, second? Councilwoman Gilbert, questions? No questions, we want the money, right? Oh, Leanne?
How much is there, how much are we submitting for reimbursement of?
So our calculations came out to just over $49,000. We're eligible for the full amount for the contracted service for the snow removal. We're eligible for the most expensive 2 days, which would have been that weekend. Now, the way we calculate the benefits and the way they calculate the benefits, I think the benefits, the way that they said to in the initial calculation, it seemed like it was real high. So I wouldn't count on the full amount, but if we got half of that, that's a major relief.
And Shane, if we got half of that, and with the winter we had, we actually would be under budget then, would we not?
Yes.
So it was a good thing. Any other questions? All those in favor? There are 6 ayes. Back to you, Shane.
The final thing that I have for you, and I sent out an email today, I didn't realize it until this morning. Normally, the due date for the CDBG grant application is the end of the month, so normally I ask you at the second meeting in April to adopt the resolution authorizing our application. Thank goodness I was working on it today and realized that's not the case. It's due next week. So I do need you to adopt the resolution to
All right.
apply for the grant. Same amount as every other year, $60,000, and then we plead our case and usually get less than that.
We have Resolution 2016-14 in front of us. This is for the curb cuts, in case you
Yeah,
didn't
the
know what it was
end.
for, the curb cuts that we do in town here. The resolution is approving the application to Lehigh County and the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development for community development block grant funds. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2016-14? Councilman Barrett, second. Councilman Anders? Any questions, discussion? All those in favor? 6 ayes.
I don't have anything else. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, progress.
Jay, one quick question. As approached, do our committee notes show for the general public, or are they something that eventually our system will have?
So yeah, we're still working on that.
That's
We have
what I
to
figured.
get that embedded. I'm having some issues. I have to talk to Mr. Shipstead to get that embedded.
Okay, very good, thank you.
It will happen eventually.
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons why we bought the program. I told you my goal was to try to get it for this meeting. It didn't happen.
Okay.
We're still trying to work out those bugs.
Thank you.
I've got other bugs in this program. We're trying to
Councilman Brown?
I saw your email.
I saw, yeah.
frantically on a Sunday trying to get the bill list to you guys because it didn't download right.
Mr. Pepe, how did it feel to be manager of the year?
Well, I'll take care of that in a minute.
Nate, I invite you down to my
Again,
office
we
and
did
look
that
at my
last time.
picture on the wall of the Nate Brown Appreciation Month.
Progress?
Progress.
All right. President's business. Nate, thanks for the segue there. So we had our own borough manager here, honored with the Manager of the Year award at the Lehigh Valley Mayor's annual reception this past Tuesday at the Arts Quest Center at Steel Stacks. And it's a well-deserved award. We all know this. We've known this for 4 years. It's just nice that the Valley gets to find out about Shane also. So congratulations, Shane. It's well-deserved.
Well, thank you.
And we all know how hard he works and all the hours he puts in and is away from his family. So we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hearing nothing, there's nothing else on the agenda. Motion to adjourn. Councilman Brown, seconded by Councilman Barrett. All those in favor? There are 6 ayes. Meeting adjourned at 7:28.